everyone. Welcome to the conversation on Are You a Leader or a Manager? We have with us Rampriya, and I am Deepa Huja Sharma. Rampriya, why don't you just share your quick introduction with our audience?
Hi, Deep. Thank you very much for your introduction, and nice catching up with you this lovely afternoon. So I'm Rampriya. I've got about 25 years of experience in different facets of HR, predominantly in talent acquisition. I've been a global talent acquisition head with an IT product company in India. So I've worked in India and the Middle East, and I'm currently pursuing my ACC from ICF. I'm an aspiring coach.
Awesome, Rampriya. In my eyes, you are an established coach, not an aspiring coach, I must say. Great, great. So a little about me. I am Deepa Huja Sharma. I'm a master certified coach with International Coach Federation US and also a training faculty with the Transformational Leadership Coaching Program and also Transformational Team Coaching Program. I'm a team coach and executive coach by profession for last 8 years, and internally within organizations have been coaching since 2007 while I became a manager as a coach, leader as a coach for my people. So have been a great journey. Have been in HR as well. I have pursued my MBA in HR from IIM Lucknow, and now having attained the master certification from International Coach Federation, I believe that through these sort of initiatives, we will spread the power of coaching in the world. And having co-written multiple books on coaching, including the likes of Coaching Mantras, which converge the Eastern wisdom and Western frameworks, I'm really happy that one of the industry leaders has reached out to me, who and we are combining our wisdom of having worked for over 2 decades together with leaders. He's working with a strategic management consulting group, and we are co-authoring a book which is going to be a coaching playbook for emerging leaders. So this podcast via you has come at a very right time, Rampriya. It is all coming together. Probably it's a calling. I believe that had I not been introduced to coaching, I could have felt stuck. So I'm really grateful to the universe for having introduced me to coaching via my leaders who ignited that light. So now I think it's our time to pay it forward to the world. What
Absolutely.
if we just begin with the conversation?
Can't agree more, because with whatever experience I've had in the past, one thing I've always realized is the leaders or the managers do lack a sense of coaching. That coaching or the growth mindset was not very evident in organizations, and sometimes that was causing a lot of conflicts within teams, and it was greatly impacting the business, and probably the business was bleeding on one end, which many of the leaders have not realized yet. So coaching is a very powerful tool, and having gone through the coach training program with TPC leadership, and given my experience with you guys, I strongly believe that coaching is a very, very powerful tool for leaders, to get the business into the next level.
Thank you so much, Rampriya, and I can't agree more. People like people, and people work for people, not for organizations. I have experienced it myself. When I started off my career, for quite some time, I couldn't settle anywhere. For 7 years, I was just rolling from one place to another. I found some peace in one of the organizations where my leader was a coach who made me a coach. Then I trained many people as coaches within the organization. That led me to stay motivated within the organization and retain many more people via the power of coaching. But there came a twist within the same organization. A new leader had come who had no idea about what is coaching mindset in leadership. And there I felt drifted. Neither the leader had a coach to themselves, nor were they carrying a coaching mindset, which led to a lot of assumptions, less of questions, and more of, dictatorship than leadership. All of that came to play. And not just me, many people in the team just left, and the leader had to finally leave as well. And that was my turning point of coming out, making a difference through becoming a coach and then training qualified quality coaches who can make a difference to such teams which can stay motivated and spin the wheel of commerce uh, ever and forever. So that's the motto behind me becoming a coach and a coach trainer. So there we go. You could.
Very, very, very interesting. Thanks for those insights. So I have an interesting question to ask you. I've been, reading this HBR articles for a while, and especially around coaching, because now that I'm becoming a coach, so articles of those genres really attract me. So one of the quotes which really caught my attention was like, "Your title makes you a manager, your people make you a leader." So these are words of Bill Campbell, one of the greatest executive coaches of all time. So he was popularly known as the coach of Silicon Valley, and I believe he has trained the likes of Steve Jobs, Google, Sundar Pichai, and a few other business leaders in the Silicon Valley. So what's your take on this quote by Bill Campbell?
Beautifully put across by Bill Campbell, I must say. And of course, I truly recommend HBR articles. They are very, very thoroughly researched, and I pick a lot of insights and excerpts from that to train leaders as well. So thanks to HBR articles and Bill Campbell for putting this together. That what is the difference between a leader and a manager? So if you allow me, I do have something that we can showcase to the audience and probably process it together. This is also adapted from a source that's written on the screen. We in TPC Leadership, we encourage emerging leaders, leaders in transition who are going from either people managers to people leaders, or functional leaders or enterprise leaders, wherever they are in the hierarchy in the transition. We enable them to think through this framework, which puts across leadership activities and management activities. So we begin with asking the very first question: where do you see yourself spending most of your time in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year? Right. So if you look back and reflect on last 2 weeks, where were you? And where is it that you believe in your current role that you're in, you shall be spending time on? Most of the times, the current state of reality and aspirational state of ability for these leaders differ drastically or tremendously. Most of the times they find themselves managing, organizing, controlling, maintaining order, etc. Whereas the leaders in those positions shall be aligning with vision, influencing, motivating, inspiring, coaching, developing people, making positive changes, and energizing the organization. Although both are important, we need leaders and we need managers. Managers for doing the right thing, doing things right, and leaders for doing the right things, right? So for inspiring and innovating, we need leaders, right? And we need leadership mindset, no matter what the title is. No matter what the title is, that's what Bill Campbell also said. Even if you have a title of a manager, you need to role model the leader that you have been aspiring to be. Okay. So it is often of value to go back and reflect, where am I spending most of my time on the spectrum? And probably locate it on the spectrum. I will just annotate so that we all can see. Probably for me, I am somewhere here, right? And where is it that I wish to go? Probably I wish to further get here so that my bandwidth gets a little free from, timelining, from
day-to-day
project management,
firefighting
day-to-day. Exactly.
tasks.
So that I enable and delegate enough to people who have the potential, who have the power, who are willing to support me, and that I just am coaching, developing such pipeline for our organization to deliver results. Right. So for me to be able to do that, what shift would I have to bring? First in my mindset, then in my skill set. Probably the skill set that I wish to further harness is coaching can never go wrong, Even, coach, offer feedback when things I see, that I observe, that I know, if I suggest and share with people, be the GPS for them, they'll be able to do better, right? Don't refrain from voicing out what I believe could make a difference. So offering my feedback, reaching out to people for feed forward, what do they think? How can we make it better? So not only feedback, but also feed forward. That's also coaching mindset. And resolving conflicts, supporting the managers to resolve conflicts through coaching mindset again, asking the right questions, supporting them
Giving
with listening.
constructive feedback.
Yeah, offering structured feedback, right? So all of this probably falls into the coaching spectrum that we'll also talk about in one of our conversation. By that coaching spectrum is a powerful tool that Rampriya, you have gone through in the coach training program, which we talk about through Miles Downey, which is push versus pull.
Yes.
So managers usually could be pushing, advising, suggesting a goal, talking about their experience, but leaders pull more. They ask powerful questions, they listen more, they stay more silent, and they observe and offer hypothesis and feedback. So that's how I believe this talks into Bill Campbell saying, your title makes you a manager, but you can become a leader through the mindset that you possess.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That was very, very informative. Yeah, I've also seen in my practical experience that, coaching mindset can definitely help, build the trust within the team, because that's very important for the team to get that trust from the manager and vice versa. So if they believe in the leader, that okay, if tomorrow I'm making a mistake and my leader will have my back, that will give them that empowerment to go ahead and become more creative, come up with more innovative solutions to problems, rather than always be in that doubtful mindset where what happens if I make a mistake, will I be reprimanded? Those kind of questions. Questions will probably be ruled out when your manager is a coach.
Exactly, because through coaching mindset, holding that presence will offer that safe space and psychological safety for the other person to bloom. Yeah.
You have rightly put it, psychological safety. I put it in double quotes because today that is lacking in a number of organizations. I've seen it even in one of the recent experiences. People lack that psychological safety. They really want to voice out their concerns, or they really want to voice out their ideas and suggestions, but they don't,
because they don't have the environment to grow and bloom.
Yes,
allowing themselves to organically bloom. They need that environment, just like gardener in the garden or a farm. We as leaders are the gardeners, really, right?
Not and we're responsible for nurturing them.
Nurturing the seed into a and then to a tree. So it's really up to us. What are we offering them in the environment, allowing them to either bloom or shed their leaves? But leaders are focused. Some leaders are focused on the fruits, but they hardly nurture the roots. So that's the shift we want to bring in to the world through the powerful coaching techniques and coaching mindset?
Coaching is a strategic tool, because you cannot see the results of coaching instantly, but over a period of time, if the environment is supportive, and if the managers are willing to wait, they'll definitely see the results, coming to fruition. So
Exactly. We can't, as you say, right? There is a saying, when you break an egg from an outside force, the life ends. When the egg is broken from the inside force, the life begins. So it's really about waiting for the egg to be broken from the inside. Intrinsically motivated individuals will then bloom into full-fledged trees who will support and groom many more, right, through their fruits. Okay, Rampriya, so another question is for you now.
please.
Since you've been a global talent acquisition head, and in IT and elsewhere, how much resignations, job switches, people losing their jobs, being asked to leave. There's plethora of challenges that we can dive into. However, if you were to just share from your own experience, how could these hiring leaders who are strategizing, implementing, and executing hiring plans, recruitment plans, minimize this damage, minimize the effect of the great resignation stride right now that we're experiencing across the globe through coaching mindset? So the challenges that they face, and if at all they apply coaching mindset, how could they be supported?
Sure.
What are some of the thoughts?
Thank you. Thanks, Deep. So I have in the last 12 to 18 months seen two phases. One is the great resignation phase, and now it's the great layoffs phase. That's going on. And it's sad to see both the extremes, because on one end, last year when there was a hiring spree, companies were on madly recruiting, I would say. Left, right, and center, we were hiring people across the globe, which again is not the right practice, because it's not going to sustain in the long run. And on the other hand, today what we are seeing today is hiring freeze. People are being laid off. Companies don't have businesses. Clients are moving out. Companies are losing businesses. And at the end of the day, it is the human resources that get severely impacted. So if we take a step back from all this, this chaos that's happening around us, and look at it from an external perspective, I would definitely say that we should put a full stop to mindless hiring and become more conscious and move into a phase of mindful hiring. Where you as a business leader or as an organization has become more conscious about what you really want to achieve in the next, say, 12 to 18 months or 2 years. Why don't we plan better? Why don't we optimize our resources better? Where are we going wrong? So why can't we approach the same problem with a different mindset? I feel it's more the mindset problem than anything else. Because today what we are seeing, I have a set of resource requests from my hiring managers. I need to fill these positions. I'm only trying to firefight, close positions, and just move on. But am I looking at the bigger picture of how it is impacting the career of the individual who is brought into the company, as well as how is the company getting impacted by somebody new moving into the organization in some department? This person taking that, say, 6 to 8 months or 10 months to settle down, training, go through the training process, settling down. So the organization also loses at least about, say, a substantial amount of time and money in getting trained resources. So it is both, the problem lies both with the organization as well as people who apply for jobs. Again, the responsibility, the onus lies with the business and the business leaders to adopt a coaching mindset. Maybe bring in that coaching mindset and start looking things more empathetically.
Yeah.
Why don't you approach things with empathy rather than seeing it more as a number crunching game? So today, tomorrow, I'll have to achieve my KPIs. These are my numbers. My numbers look like this in the next 3 to 6 months, and this is what I want to do, and this is what I want my team to run behind. If you actually look at it, is this going to help me in the long run? I don't think so. What we are facing today, what the organizations are facing today is unfortunately poor planning, poor leadership style. I would say, maybe the leadership was not even equipped to handle such a situation well. The easiest thing that they can do is, lay off people. What's
hire and then fire.
Yeah, hire and fire.
Yeah.
So where are we even getting to? And what are we achieving out of this? Because you're not just impacting somebody's career, it is having a ripple effect. It has got a larger impact on the families and the livelihoods, that are connected to this.
Exactly, Rampriya. That really is disheartening to hear that the practices weren't considering human as human, empathetically, and system as system, systematically. So somewhere there is a loophole, and probably with your invitation, leaders start thinking more holistically, systematically, and empathetically. And some of the tools that we can bring to their awareness could be empathy mapping, right? That's very important for design thinking, and coaching can enable leaders to think through via empathy mapping, to think through via stakeholder mapping, systemic mapping, so that they are not losing any opportunity to connect the hidden and said dots, right?
Absolutely.
And they're systematically thinking through the ripple effects of one action leading to another.
Absolutely. And there are so many limiting beliefs within employees. How are these leaders going to, basically break into them, and how do they encourage people to, think big, think beyond their potential, and help them realize their potential? Are leaders of today, are they doing it really? I really don't know. I'm not too sure, because they are busy only, working on targets.
I see a mixed awareness about coaching, Rampriya.
Yeah.
Hence, such conversations will help further awareness about coaching and help them institutionalize as much as possible. And we are there to support them.
In fact, my current organization has become quite receptive to coaching. They've become quite aware of what's happening in the environment, and so I'm their internal coach. So I've started coaching first-time managers and their leaders, creating that awareness on what coaching is all about. Otherwise, people were getting confused between mentoring, coaching, counseling.
Exactly.
And there's no dearth of information today. You go on the internet, so much of reading material is available, so they get confused. So
absolutely,
that awareness had to be brought in, and thankfully, I should thank my current organization who's supporting us to do that. And I hope,
I'm glad that
I hope all organizations realize the value that coaching can bring to people and their leaders.
I'm sure, Rampriya, like yourself, there are multiple beacons of light within every organization. I think they should be offered space to spread their light and spread the awareness of coaching and build coaching culture with internal and external experts, I believe.
Yes.
Because that's the way to go. The Gen Z, the millennials, the alpha generation is not going to be listening to your orders.
Absolutely.
You
There's,
can't tell them what to do.
there's no more command and control. It doesn't work with them
It
at
doesn't
all.
work.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Ask them questions, engage their thinking, stimulate their thought process, get them to think beyond the four walls and, within the box. So
In
there
fact,
you go.
powerful questions, really help them think. Because I have a set of Gen Zs who are reporting it to me. I have a team of 10 who report to me. At least out of them, 50% are Gen Zs. And managing them needs a different leadership style. I cannot be using the same leadership style that I would have probably used maybe 5, 6 years ago, or the leadership style that I have probably been through. It doesn't work at all. You have to gently nudge them to get things done, to also enable them to think
Yeah.
beyond
Yeah.
think beyond that, as you said, those boxes, out of the box thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They really wish to contemplate and introspect the why. Why am I doing what am I doing? They're really purpose-driven generation, I must
Yeah,
say.
absolutely.
They're not the
Absolutely.
doers. They're not the order takers.
No, 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 no.
They are the visionaries, real visionaries,
They are
actually.
the
That's why so
visionaries,
many
and you
startups.
will have to address that with them. What's in it for me in anything that they do?
Exactly.
You have to
Exactly.
address it.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Why
Yeah.
should I be doing
That's
it?
it.
What? Yeah. How am I? The other interesting thing about Gen Zs is also, they want to know how their role is adding value to the organization.
Yeah, what's the larger purpose? What's the jigsaw puzzle that
Exactly.
we're trying to solve here with their contribution of their pieces,
Yes.
right? So they really wish to feel valued. They wish to add value. They just can't do things for the sake of doing. You can't manage them. You literally have to lead them.
Absolutely. And for that, you need coaching. You need coaches. The leaders have to be coaches in order to manage, these generation of workforce. Because the organization also has got baby boomers who are from a different generation and who have a different leadership style. So, and HR plays a very, very tactful role, I would say, in blending both this generation.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine your role being the backbone, right, to sustaining and supporting, motivating, retaining these Gen Zs and more, right? As many generations we are moving forward, higher
Yeah,
the challenges and higher the resignations.
higher the
Uh,
resignations and novel ways of resigning, novel ways of hiring.
yeah,
Every day
yeah,
is a new day for us. Every day is a learning for us. So the learning
yeah.
curve is always steep with these kids around.
Can imagine, Rampriya. And that smile on your face tells me. Should we move on to the next question or should
Yes,
we take
yes, yes,
pause?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have just one last question for you.
Yeah.
How can leaders become trusted confidants in providing a peer-to-peer sounding board to achieve objectives?
Beautiful question there. Peer-to-peer sounding boards. As we just said, it's gone are the days that you can command and control, right? Very nicely put by you. So if not command and control, then what? Who could you be? Probably you could try coaching mindset, right? And if you wish to try the coaching mindset, I put an acronym on leader and a coach. I would just like to share that here, and probably we can talk in detail in the next conversation about it. But leader, in my view, is somebody who is listening holistically. L as in listening, who listens holistically. E as in inquires curiously. They stay curious as to, okay, why this person is doing what is the person doing, what beliefs, what needs, what wants, what dreams does this person carry, right? What can I ask this person that will help me raise my awareness about their behavior and their own behavior in their own light, right? So inquires curiously. A as in articulates authentically, to build that safe space, to build that psychological safety with their team members as a sounding board, sharing my issues as well. Sometimes even mental health issues. I have had anxiety over this client deliverable. I have not had any sleep for last few days. When you share something like that authentically, you offer people that space to further share their piece, right? It could be as deep as some of the personal family issue, but creating safe space for them to voice out what's coming in their way of performing to their uttermost potential, and then supporting them. How could you, as a leader, make a difference there? So I just went up to A in leader. D as in decides calmly. This is one of the emotional intelligence skill set as well, of ability of deciding calmly. When we say that you're able to recognize what the issue is, when you are able to acknowledge the resources, when you're able to regulate your internal and external interferences, and then you express a decision, then you make a decision, like you said, Rampriya, holistically, systematically, thinking through and then deciding, not on the spurge of any emotion, not just for the sake of hiring, we hire these many people. How are we going to make the most out of the people who we already have on board? How are we making sure that they are fully
How do you optimally utilize these resources?
optimally utilized? And then when we are hiring somebody else, how are we making sure that we make space for them, rooms for them, pipeline of projects for them, enough for them to make the do justice to their roles as well, and not just waking up and saying we need 200 across the geography, we need to lay off now 100. So that's not deciding calmly, that's
Correct.
deciding on the spurge of
How do you build their career? Because it's just not about hiring, it is also building their careers within the organization.
Exactly. So we went up to lead, which is, I'll just summarize up to lead, which is listens holistically, as L as in listens holistically, E as in inquires curiously, A as in articulates authentically, and D as in decides calmly, and E now is empowers generously. When we say empowers generously, allowing them to see the resources that they have, that you have for them to tap into, and supporting them with appreciative feedback. Harvard Business Review, going back to that, they came up with a research saying at least 5:1 is the ratio. And when I put this in my trainings to leaders, most of the time they say, oh, 5 constructive, 1 appreciative, but it's the other way around. It's 5 appreciative feedbacks would earn for you the right to challenge and offer them constructive feedback. So are you finding your people do the wrong thing and catching them do the wrong thing, or are you catching them do the right thing and having that mindset of empowering them so that whatever you focus on grows, right? So are you growing the right set of behaviors, or you're growing and controlling and commanding, just offering constructive feedback or negative connotated feedbacks to your people? So empowering generously really is about that. And then R in leader is relates systematically. So again, I know that any change in the system that I bring will have a ripple effect on the other part of the system and as a system as a whole. So really having that mindset of whole is the sum of its all the parts, right? Whole is greater than the sum of its all parts. And acknowledging various parts, every person in it, every process in it, every resource in it, every policy making a difference in the overall scheme of things. So leader to me is that. And if you are being a coach, then if you're being such a leader, you're being a coach as an underpinning principle.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That was a very interesting acronym. In fact, just wanted to add one more to what you mentioned. The coaching mindset will also help these leaders become transformational leaders, because they become from a very transactional approach to becoming more of a transformational leader, because organizations today are looking up to transformational leaders. They want people to come and make that and bring that magic wand and make that change happen. And coaching definitely helps them do it. It's just that awareness needs to be built around coaching, and creating that space in the company, or creating that environment which is conducive to coaching.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Rampriya, my next question to you, and then we close the conversation and conclude it. How can leaders become a co-architect in team success?
Very interesting question, Deep. One thing, according to me, is the leader needs to, if the leader wants to see success within the team, first and foremost, he or she needs to become a partner in their success. When the leader needs to see the team's success as their success. That's very important, because it is when you're leading a team, it is not that you succeed, it is the team succeeds, and because of the team success, you are successful. So right from designing, or right from the way they approach a problem, or come up with solutions, or handle a particular conflict, everything needs to be probably collaborated and discussed, and then the leaders should come up with some solutions, rather than they take a call on a particular thing just based on their experience, or they want to fall back on whatever they've done in the past has worked out, and the same will work out in the current situation. It might not, because things have evolved, days have changed. So unless and otherwise, as I told you earlier, the team gets that confidence, or the teams gets that trust from the manager or the leader, they can never become a co-architect in their success. So the team's success is their success, is what I believe.
So true. So true. So again, having that team and Ubuntu mindset.
Ubuntu, yeah.
Yeah.
That's an interesting piece. Yeah.
Very interesting. So thank you so much, Rampriya. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. It has raised my awareness to a different level already. I hope that our viewers and our audiences who are listening into this, watching this, will also find this as useful as we did. Anything else that you want to close the conversation with?
Lovely chatting with you on this Friday afternoon, and I'm my only prerogative was to build that awareness, because since I've been coaching in my own organization for some time now, I really feel that there is a lot of opportunity for coaches like us to build that awareness and create that awareness in people, in leaders, as well as in the community at large. So we should take that as a responsibility to make that happen.
Exactly. Whatever little or big we can contribute, let's keep doing our piece as catalysts.
Give it back to the, this could also be one way of giving it back to the society, to the working community. Why not? If we can add some value to their lives, why not?
Yeah, and I think there would be less and less voices who say, I am stuck in this corporate run of the mill, rut, in this corporate rut. And I'm stuck in this 9 to 5. I would want people to thrive. I really want people not just to survive for their livelihoods within organizations, bring some life into the work that they do.
Just don't drag yourself to work. I tell all my teammates that, coming on a Monday morning, I don't want them to have any Monday blues. on a Sunday afternoon. Just come with your chirpy mindset and let's rock it. Every day is a new day for us. So that's the mindset that leaders will have to build within the team. That's their responsibility. That
They look forward to, people look forward to meeting
exactly,
their leaders, facing
exactly.
them, talking to them,
It should not be,
generating
I have
ideas.
butterflies in my stomach on a Monday morning when I'm coming to office. So then I will be only dragging myself to work. So it is the responsibility of the leader to create that environment. Yeah, yeah.
Of thank God it's Monday.
Thank
Not
God
thank God
it's
it's
Monday.
Friday.
We call it TGIM in Ramco.
TGIM.
Yeah.
Yes. So probably
Lovely.
we can title this conversation as "Thank God It's Monday."
Thank God
Leaders.
it's Monday.
Thanks, Rampriya. Thank you so much for your
Pleasure,
time.
pleasure. Lovely interacting with you. Looking forward to more such meaningful and interesting conversations, Deep.
Same here, Rampriya. Thank you so much,
Thank
everybody.
you.